Hey, Lo-Ryders, it's me, Lois. Y'all come on in here. Come on in here, because I got some news for y'all. And this is the most tomfoolery I've seen since I've seen tomfoolery. You dig? So I'm cruising down Main Street, made a left on Elm. You know what I'm saying? And I see this nonsense going across the internet about Brit Eady suing Bravo. So you know I had to do my Google search, my encyclopedia, because if you want to know anything, you go to Google. And it says, Brit Eady, a cast member of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, is suing Bravo, NBC Universal, and the show's production companies for $20 million. The lawsuit alleges defamation, what was defamed, intentional infliction of emotional distress, you did that to yourself. False light, you also did that to yourself. And harassment in the sexy kind, you dig? And a hostile work environment. You were the only one that was hostile, Brittany. And it was stemming from an incident during the show's filming. Specifically, Britt is claiming that Bravo aired an episode with former castmate Kenya Moore. Shout out to Kenya Moore. Vindication. Woo, woo. Displayed a poster with an explicit photo, falsely implying it depicted Eady. Eady claimed she requested to see the photo before the episode aired, but Bravo refused. I don't believe that. First, number one, I don't believe that she requested to see the photo. I don't believe that she didn't see the photo because there were tons of people at the opening of Kenya Moore's salon that actually took pictures, and I'm sure somebody sent her several pictures, okay? So she's seen it. Shout out to Moses severally, okay? So I don't believe her on that one. She also alleges that Bravo knew the photo wasn't of her, but still aired the episode. Okay, I don't believe that either. I'm not gonna believe that Bravo would falsely say that this is you doing something you didn't do and suspend Kenya, because they didn't fire Kenya. Kenya quit. Okay, let's clear that up. Kenya quit. Okay. And say that it was you in the photo and they seen the photo, okay, and just decided they just gonna go after her. There was something going on there. There was some there, okay? And she said, but the episode still aired, causing her distress and damage to her reputation. What reputation, Britt? Because don't nobody know you. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. In addition to the financial damages, Eady is requesting that the episode be removed from all streaming and broadcast services and that Bravo publicly acknowledge the photo was not of her. No, they're not going to be doing that. And you know what? You probably won't win this lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? You sound like a scammer to me, okay? Mrs. couldn't pay the bill to invite people to an event that you had and couldn't even afford to feed them. Damn, you could have asked one of your friends for some food stamps or something. But again, I think that Kenya Moore is going to be vindicated. Kenya Moore usually is vindicated, because Kenya Moore is a lot for people to handle. But one thing she has said and nobody really listens to is don't come for me unless I send for you. So if you come for Kenya, know that she's coming back 10 times as hard, okay? So don't come in here trying to fight like a little girl when she packing, okay? You dig? So then I hear that this woman, Britt, is not a no-show at the reunion, which should be automatic termination. But then she decided she want to quit because she know that she been running this lie for the last 35 years. And we realize that she a big old lie, okay? So look at Brooke came in like a lion and she went out like a lamb. We could just say that. Her big moment was trying to get a moment with the moment, Kenya Summer Moore. And when she couldn't get that moment, she decided to go full on tantrum mode like Portia did. cry like a baby, act like a fool, and when none of that worked, then she decided she was going to threaten her. Then the witch went on a world tour talking about she never had a firearm, never carried a firearm, never threatened nobody with a firearm, and all this other malarkey she was telling. And come to find out, none of that was true, because she had already said that she carried firearms everywhere she go because it ain't safe in Atlanta and boopity-boppity blippity-bloppity bloom. So we knew she was lying. But she didn't know that her left hand was watching what her right hand was doing. And she didn't know that we were keeping record and keeping score of all the lies that she was telling them, putting on the board. Okay, that was lie number 30, lie 300, lie 400, lie 900. Damn, 1 million lies told in less than one season. Okay, and then she wanted to display this big D energy. And now she's walking around here acting like, oh my God, I'm so hurt. I'm so. Shut the fuck up, Brittany. Shut up with your lying ass, okay? Because you're not hurt about nothing. You created all of this controversy and all of this havoc on this show just so you could blow up, and it backfired on you. So now you're mad because you don't know which way is up. You dig? And then, you created an entire scenario about Kenya not liking you. She didn't hug you properly. She didn't, the affection wasn't there. She don't have to affect you. She don't have to hug you the way you want to be hugged. Do you expect that from every single woman that you meet? No, you only expected it from Kenya because Kenya is the moment. Kenya is the one. Kenya was the girl, the it girl. And you wanted to have a beef for absolutely no other reason than to just have a motherfucking beef. And then your dumbass husband is walking around listening to you with this bullshit instead of checking your ass and telling you, yo, baby, you doing too much. If the girl don't want to hug you, she ain't got to hug you. Just move on. Move above it, okay? She don't like you. She don't have to like you. And you shouldn't care if she likes you or not. That's it. And then, after Kenya didn't hug you, you went to yelling and screaming. And when that didn't get a reaction, you started asking questions. She answered the questions, but you didn't like the way she answered the questions. So you tried to redo the questions. And Kenya said, like, look, I ain't doing this with you, you know. So she got up to leave. Now you're really pissed off because you didn't get the moment from the moment. So now you're going to come outside talking all loud and talking all this nonsense. And then you're talking about whips and pistols and guns and all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it just literally made no sense to me. You are emotionally challenged, number one. Number two, you don't know how to sit at the table with grown folks, okay? If the 100% of the attention is not on you, it looks like you're going to go down this rabbit hole and just fall into a baby tantrum, you dig? You are not the it girl. You didn't even give anybody a chance to get to know you because you were so busy going after Kenya, who we all knew. We knew Kenya before she came on the show. But here you are, somebody coming from the back street over there, across the tracks, in the downtown area, in the little shanty shacks that don't nobody know, but we were willing to give you an opportunity, and you blew that opportunity by going after someone who has played the game for eons. She knows how this works. She's been in the entertainment industry for years. But you didn't know what you was doing. You were Johnny come lately, and now you're gone. Okay? And then what bothered me was Andy rolled out the red carpet for you and allowed you to go on this world tour explaining to everyone how it was detrimental to you and that was you and bloopity bloppity blam. And then you turned around and said, well, I was a minor. So I know you synced it to them pictures. Again, shout out to Moses. You synced it to them pictures. How would you know you were a minor if you didn't sync it to the pictures? Okay? And then now you backtracking on that and saying it's not you? Girl, you're going to need to see Dr. Fontaine. You're going to need to see somebody, because what you just did was a whole lot of scammery. You did a whole lot of lying, but now comes the scam, because now you want to sue somebody. You want to sue for the havoc that you created on the Bravo TV show and blamed it all on Kenya Summer Moore when it was all you. It was all you. You were creating something out of nothing. You were trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. There was nothing to see there. There was no there. But you wanted something to be there. And then when you made it a there, now you're going to try and say, oh, there's nothing to see here. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, Britt. Okay? And then, through all this lying and crying and everything else, you're asking Kenya to apologize, which she has apologized severally. I have yet to see you do a tour and say that I accept any one of Kenya's 995 apologies. You have not done that. You have not even acknowledged that she apologized, okay? You claimed that you were wrong, but so was Kenya. Yes, I was wrong, but so was Kenya. But I thought you didn't carry firearms. I thought you didn't threaten people. I thought you didn't do stuff like that. You've never done anything like that. I'm willing to bet. No, I'm not going to bet on that, because I might lose my little $2. And I can't give up my last $2. Nope, I can't do it. But you probably got some criminal tendencies in you. I'm just going to say that. Alleged, in my opinion, with some actual and factual. Okay, and so now after all this commotion you done caused, with the lies you told, you're now expecting someone to hand you an unearned $20 million for your pain and suffering. Let me tell you something, Britt. I suffered watching you on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I suffered watching you going on tour telling this lie about Kenya, which you knew was not actual and factual. You knew it was a lie. You knew it was a lie. But you kept it going because you were trying to get sympathy. But then you realized you didn't have the sympathy that you were seeking from the audience, because we know Kenya. We know Kenya can be too much. You give her 10, she gonna give you 10,000. 9 times out of 10, because that's how she roll, and that's our girl, and we love her just the way she is. But she's never gone to that point that you have gone to with the threatening and all of that other stuff to another person while they're in filming, talking about what they're going to do to them or what they're going to pull out or any of those things, or just explaining what she has in that person's presence. She has never done anything like that. She can kill you with her words. Okay? All she got to do is say, look in the mirror, and you get to crying. I already know. She just got to say something simple. Blow your nose. Blow your nose, Britt. You know? And you be like, why are you picking on my nose job? Because I know how Kenya is. Kenya is as smart as a whip. And a lot of people don't get that. She is smart as a whip. And once again, if you don't come for her, she's not going to come for you. Okay? And then I heard somewhere through the grapevine while I was making that left turn on Elm Street that Bravo had secretly asked Kenya back, because they know they didn't fire Kenya. They know Kenya quit. Kenya quit because she was suspended. There should have been a timeline of her suspension and some words talked about. Oh, excuse me, I'm spitting again, y'all. Between her and Bravo, but it's something untoward that they did to Kenya, which made Kenya say deuces, okay? She said, look, I'm out, okay? And they knew they fucked up. They knew they fucked up, but instead of going public, they want to try and do that. Well, I can't talk about it. Well, you'll see what happens. You got to watch the show. You know, just watch the show. Why are we watching the show if Kenya ain't on the show? Okay, we can watch it for the other girls. I get that. I get that. But don't make us think that there's a possibility our girl is coming back and she really ain't coming back. And the fact that y'all didn't invite her to the reunion to be able to publicly again for the 3,095th time to apologize to that snake in the grass, Brit Eady. The fact that you didn't invite her to do that, even if it was just for that one little segment. We have a special guest. We have Kenya Moore here. She's here to speak directly to Brit Eady, and that's that. You didn't even do that. That would have been ratings gold. It would have been a wonderful thing to do that. But sometimes you guys just don't listen to the fans. And then when things start falling apart, you wonder what went wrong. Brit Eady. Okay. All right. And then Britt. Again, I want to know who defamed you. When did they defame you? And are you famous? Because you're talking about they defamed you. Are you famous? Because we don't know you, girl. We don't know you. Don't nobody know you. Ain't nobody here to see you, Otis. So how were you defamed? How were you defamed if the pictures are not you? How were you harassed in a sexy kind of way if the pictures weren't you? I'm going to need you to explain all this to me like I'm two. Because none of this is making any type of sense to me or anybody else on this Elm Street that I'm on. Main and Elm, okay? Right now. I might turn up to Forest Street or something later on. But right now, I'm on Main and Elm. And I don't understand nothing that you saying, nothing that you doing. Why is it that if everything you have done is so right and so on par with the way things are done on Bravo, why did you quit? Why did you not show up at the reunion? And why are you suing Bravo? You trying to get a payday, ain't you, girl? It ain't gonna work. And we're gonna be here talking about you. We're probably gonna be talking about you for the next several months. You know what? Because you've given us content. Now we can make up stories, post memes, and all kinds of stuff. That's the kind of fame you want? Because we can give it to you. Whatever you ask for, we can give it to you. You know what I'm saying? We can give you whatever it is that you feel that you need in your life. But it ain't going to make you happy. And then, you were the only one, because you were saying that everybody was talking about these pictures. They were not. You were the only one that was talking about these pictures. And the reason you were talking about them, because Andy gave you a platform to talk about it. And then some other people jumped on the bandwagon and gave you a platform to talk about it. But nobody else was talking about it. None of those ladies that were there was talking about it. Only you was talking about it. Not even Kenya was talking about it. Everybody was waiting to hear what you had to say. And come to find out, everything you had to say was some bullshit. Okay, so all I got to say is bravo. You better make it right with Kenya Moore, and you better make it platinum in my Angela Bassett's voice. Okay, you better make it platinum. And how Stella got her groove back. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that movie, yeah. You better make it platinum. Okay, and Lo-Ryders, please get down in these comments. Tell me what you think about this nonsensery with Brit Eady calling herself suing Bravo. And we're happy that Kenya Moore is vindicated. Yay! But the lies that have been told in season 16, this is going to go down as the season that possibly ruined Bravo. That's all I got to say. Y'all get in the comments. Tell me what you think. Share this video with your friends, family, your enemies, people you don't like. That guy is on Elm Street right there. Him over there in that red car. Go ahead and tell him to subscribe to my channel too, okay? I love each and every one of you immensely. Wakanda forever. Mwah. Peace. I'm out.